so much for that introduction, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Come on, you guys can do better than that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Right on. That's what I'm talking about. Woohoo! So I see a lot of familiar faces. You know, I really miss you guys. You know, I miss going to your offices. Every time I went to your offices, you guys fed me, and you know that's why I gained so much weight. And now I'm back. And, I'm gonna blame you guys. Can I take a picture of you guys really quick? I want to be able to post it on our CRMLS news page. Okay, is that okay? Yeah. All right, guys. So look interested. Look happy. 1, 2, 3.
Mike Ferry.
Oh. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right, so let me plug in here. So today we're going to talk about a new system that we have brought out that is now available to you as a CRMLS member. So LionDesk is a CRM. It is a system that we have recently brought out to our members. It is a core product that you have available to you. I don't know if you already use a CRM system, but every realtor should be using a CRM. Okay? A CRM helps you better communicate with your contacts. And the reason I don't say your clients is because it's literally for everybody. Your CRM system should be used to add everyone you know. Not only your buyers and your sellers and your prospects and your potential client sellers and so on. Everybody. Because at any point, you want to be able to start a campaign and send out a message directed to the people who you want to send whatever message you want to. So today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to simplify it to you. So I know I could do a full-on class, but I don't want to overwhelm you. What I do want to do today is I want to give you a high-level understanding of what it is, where you can find it, what's the first thing you need to do, set up your profile, and then we're going to go through the process of how you add a contact into the LionDesk system. If we can keep it that simple, you're already started, okay? And I'm going to give you an overview of the potential of what LionDesk can do for you guys. Now, I'm not here trying to sell you guys, okay? I'm not here trying to sell you LionDesk. I'm here to tell you what you have available to you. There are things that you can buy into that I will point out, but just so that you know. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So you need to be using a CRM. If you're going to call yourself a realtor, you need to be using a CRM. The CRMs will help you. They're there to help you. Now, normally realtors are paying companies to have a CRM system. Just know that. Now, when you buy into a system, do you use everything that system provides?
No.
Not always, right? So the way that I want you to approach LionDesk is that you have access to a CRM system, and you can buy into whatever works for you. So instead of having to buy into a whole system and not necessarily use every single feature that it provides, you can decide, well, you know what, that emailing campaign was working for me, and I'm starting to hit the limits that I have. So yes, I can buy into that portion of it or expand my limitations based on the need that you have or that's working for you guys. If text messaging is a better campaign for you, and you start hitting your limits, you're thinking, okay, I have the ball rolling, the texting works for me, then I can buy this a la carte. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
So the great thing is that you can use LionDesk and buy into what works for you. All right? So I want you to see it that way. I don't want you to misunderstand that I'm trying to sell you. It's on you on what you're going to be paying into, but you will pay eventually. You know, I hope that when you're closing deals, you guys are setting up a budget for your marketing campaigns, right? That you're allowing money to invest in what works for you. And LionDesk allows you to determine what that is. So I like that factor. So let me go ahead and take you in here. Let me go ahead and log into the MLS Matrix system. because you do access this through the MLS Matrix system. Have you ever tried to log in front of people?
Bad password.
Oh, I did that on purpose. Especially when you try to log in front of your client, right? You're, let me show you something, and you can't, and all of a sudden you don't remember. Okay, so here we are. Everyone's familiar with this page, right?
Yes.
Okay. Before you log into the MLS system, I mean, you can always access LionDesk through, once you're in the MLS Matrix system, but you're going to see the icon here. Does everyone see the LionDesk icon here?
Yeah.
When you click into LionDesk, it's going to open up the LionDesk system, and it's going to allow you to log in with your CRMLS credentials. So you only log in once, and you have direct access to LionDesk. When you click into LionDesk, it's going to take you into what we call a dashboard, okay? This is the dashboard. Your dashboard is what you initially see that allows you to keep a pulse of what's happening within your CRM system. For example, it allows you to keep track of your of any contacts that are being added into your system. Because not only will you be manually adding contacts into your CRM system, but some of you may also want to integrate your leads that are coming from a different source and have them auto-integrated into your CRM system. It has that capacity. For example, if you are currently using Facebook ads or buying into Facebook ads, right, and your leads are coming from there, there's a way that you can integrate your Facebook ad page to communicate with your LionDesk system, integrate them so that they automatically bring in your contacts into here. Does that make sense? Okay, so don't worry. I'll point that out where you can go to do the integrations for those of you that want to kind of go in there, explore, and look into it a little bit deeper. But I'll just point that out. I won't get deep into it, okay? You guys have the ability to make outbound calls directly from your contact that you pull up through LionDesk. You have the ability to send out text messages through your LionDesk system in a direct contact. And I'll point that out in a few minutes as well. You also have the ability to receive inbound text messages. You also have the ability to keep track of how many emails are being sent out through LionDesk that you're sending out to your contacts. You do need to keep track of the number count so that you know if you're hitting your limitations. Is that clear? So that you know that you are needing to either buy or increase your limitations or not. I'm hoping you have that problem. I'm hoping that you hit those limitations where you have the need to buy into more. Because that just means that you're growing. That means that it's working. That means that you're continuously communicating. Does that make sense? And at that point, you're going to want to invest in what works for you. You're also going to be able to keep track of how many of your emails have actually been opened. How many of your emails have actually been clicked into. So what's your reputation when it comes to the emails that you're sending? Are people actually clicking and looking at your emails, right? It's also good to know. It's good that I'm sending out 1,000 emails, but are people actually clicking into them? What is my ratio when it comes to people looking at my email, right? And that'll determine your reputation. Now, I've been playing with LionDesk, and my wife just happens to be my guinea pig. So whenever I try a new system or I'm working on a new system, I always pretend she's my client, right? So what I do is I send out an email. I set up an email campaign for her. She's like, honey, I keep getting these emails from you. Good. What do you think? Oh, the great information, great articles that you're sending me, right? She thinks it's all me that I put it together. But, she doesn't know that there's templates that I'm using to gather all this information and make myself look good, right? But she doesn't know that, right? So she doesn't need to know how the sausage is made, right? All she needs to know is that it looks good and it's great information. And I'll show you guys how you guys can start up email campaigns And there's all sorts of templates in there that are already ready for you to just shoot off. Okay? There's a lot of templates that I'll be pointing out that our other realtors are creating and allowing everyone else to be able to download them and use them. Right? So, and you can always create your own. All right? So, that's what the email reputation is. In your dashboard, you're going to also be able to keep track of, your sales. What's in your pipeline. You can keep track of the tasks that need to be done. So if you start a transaction, for example, for a buyer or a seller, you can actually add that property into LionDesk, and you could create a to-do list, a task, right? A list of tasks that need to be done on this process that I'm working with this particular person. You guys can add that. So when I log into the MLS in the morning, I know what needs to be done across everybody that I'm working with. So it keeps me organized. I'm also able to see what's happening, period. Our email, has there been an email that's been sent out automatically that I at least need to know about? Yes. I could see that there were certain emails that were sent out as part of an email campaign to this particular contact, and this is what they received. I can keep track, so you're able to just log in the morning and know what's happening. Now, before you get started using LionDesk and adding your contacts, the first thing you want to do is set up your profile. So on the top right corner, does everyone see on the top right corner?
Yeah.
How many of you remember me like this? Right? Oh, here, this is a better picture. With the hat, right?
Okay.
Go. There we go. Does everyone see that? Remember the hat?
Yeah.
I need to bring back the hat. Okay.
No, no.
Looking good, right? Aerodynamic, right? I like it. So here's my information. Your information here was auto-populated based on the information that we have in the MLS matrix system. Now, you guys automatically, you'll automatically see this text number. Does everyone see this LionDesk text number? That's the number that's going to be used to send out any text messages that you send out through the LionDesk system. Okay, I learned that the hard way. I sent out a text message to my wife, my client, and I called her and I didn't get a response from her, and I was just testing. I sometimes don't tell her, I just throw her off. And I called her and I asked her, honey, did you receive a text message from me? And she said, no, I didn't. And I asked her, are you sure? Because I'm showing that you did receive it, right? So she said, no, I just received this a text message from this random number. And I said, really? I go look into it. So she looked into the text message, and she saw that it was from me because it'll show that it reflects that it's coming from you. So what I learned is that LionDesk will use this number to send out any text messages through LionDesk. If you want to buy your own number, then it's $5 a month. And you could choose from any of the numbers that they have available to you. I think the most important part is having a phone number with a relatable area code. Does that make sense? I don't know about you, but me, if I ever receive a call from an area code that I'm not familiar with, I won't answer. Okay? 9 out of 10 times it's probably a telemarketer, right? Or someone trying to sell me something. And it's just a few times there's a local number that I do answer, and it's like, ah. They are a telemarketer, right? But typically, I will answer a call or look at a message when it comes from a familiar area code. So you guys can buy a number. Now, I asked that LionDesk, is there any way that we can integrate our phone number, right, in here? And they said no. And they said that it's not that they don't want to, it's just that they can't because the wireless provider won't allow them to. So it's beyond them, but it's still great. So you guys have the ability to make sure you can add an introduction. So whenever you send out any email campaign, it always by default has that little intro. Email signature, very important. Make sure your email signature is on point. Whenever you deliver anything to your clients, make sure that your branding's on point, because at the end of the day, you are a brand. I want them to see my face so much that whenever they think of real estate, they think of me, right? I want them to, whenever they see anything about real estate, I come to mind. This is how you need to be. So we want to make sure that our branding is in place. You guys also have the ability to upload your picture. Make sure you upload your picture into LionDesk so that your picture is already always showing on any correspondence you send out to your clients. Now, there's something called direct mail that LionDesk offers. Now, LionDesk is a paid service. Direct mail is the ability to, LionDesk provides a direct mail service where they'll mail out letters, postcards, any mailing correspondence you can buy into what they sell and they'll do it for you. Okay? But that's something you need to buy into. This is where you would plug in your return information. Okay? So you want to be able to do that if you're going to decide to use LionDesk to do so. You guys also have the ability to import your contacts. You can import your contacts. So if you're currently using a CRM system and a different system, and you decide you want to use this one, and you can actually export from this other system that you have, and you can import it into here. Or if you have it in an Excel spreadsheet, these are things that you can do to import in here.
All of them or some of them? Like Top Producer?
It's your choice.
No. Would it import from Top Producer?
So, Top Producer allows you to export.
Yes.
Right? So as long as it exports, it'll generate to a CSV format. As long as it's in a CSV format, then when you choose import, it'll allow you to look for that CSV format, which will allow you to import.
Thanks.
Got it? You guys also have the ability to export. So if at the end of the day, you want to pull out your contacts from here, or maybe it's as simple as maybe you're working with a marketing company and they've asked you for a list of people that you want to target, right? And you gather a certain list of contacts that you have, and you want to retrieve them so that you can give them this list to this secondary company. You can export based on who you decide you want to retrieve, or you can just retrieve everybody. As you begin entering contacts into your LionDesk system, there is a possibility that you will have duplicates. So you can always clean out house by clicking Find Duplicate Contacts. You guys with me? Okay. For those of you that have a Google Plus account, you guys have the ability to integrate your Google Plus system along with LionDesk. And what I've noticed that it does is that there's a calendar in here that you guys can click on, and you'll see not only the things that need to be done as part of your task or to-do list, but it'll also integrate your calendar that you currently have in Google Plus into here, so you'll be able to see it all in one. Let's talk about the prices. Or no, wait a minute. Let's talk about what you get, okay? And then I'll tell you what it costs, okay? And don't be scared, guys. I think it's pretty reasonable. All right. So you guys get 1,000 emails each month. 1,000. So every first of the month you get a brand new 1,000. Is that clear? Okay. Now, if you start hitting these limits, you can buy a la carte more emails each month. Is that clear? And I hope you have that problem. Okay? You get 100 text messages. 100. Not each month, you only get 100. So you have the ability to test out the text messaging and how it works and get it working. And if it works for you, then you can buy into more text messages. Yes, sir?
2 questions. For both the emails and the text message, is that 100
Period.
that we send out to,
Send
or
out.
is that 100 contacts? Or
100 text messages.
So I can send 100 to 200 people.
That's right. Well, no, wait a minute.
That's a lot.
It's how many texts go out
Okay.
to an individual person.
So coming back doesn't count.
No, coming back doesn't count. It's only going out. All right? So I'll show you how you can buy into more, and I'll show you that. I mean, you can buy 500 for like $10 or something like that. So it's not something that's going to break the bank. And again, if text messaging works for you, and they allow you 100 times to test it out, to make sure that this is something that you want to buy into. Okay?
Are you talking about a month or total?
Total.
Okay.
100 total. Okay? You guys also get 15 total text videos. Okay? Video texting. So what exactly is that? You guys have the ability to video, right, yourself and send out that video to a group of contacts that you have. Now, LionDesk has an app. So you guys can install this LionDesk app and you have access to this app, which allows you to manage your contacts when you're out in the field. Is that clear? Because a lot of you are out in the field a lot. A lot of you are out doing your stuff, and at any minute you need to pull up that contact or do whatever or keep track of certain things. Does that make sense? Now, video text messaging is actually pretty cool. For example, let's say that this Sunday I had an open house. And at this open house, there were 10 families that stopped by and they signed my sign-in book. And maybe I want to record a video from the kitchen and say, hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us this Sunday. It was great meeting every single one of you guys. Just want to let you guys know that this home will not last because it has a pool. Right? And if you're already being represented, make sure your realtor is submitting their offers right away, because I see this property going right away. If you're not currently being represented, please feel free to contact me. Bam. Send out, and then I can send out that video message to this list of families. Does that make sense? So again, and this may not be for everybody, but if this is for you, then this is something that you can buy into. I'm not saying everything's going to work for you. I'm just saying find out what works best for you. Okay, so having tools that do things like that, I think is really great. Direct mail, again, is something that you can buy into if you want to buy mailers. Lead Assist. Now, Lead Assist will help you with leads. Okay? So, for example, it's like a virtual assistant. So whenever you get a lead, the system will contact that lead right away with whatever script that you have. Does that make sense? So there's a quick, instant contact in regards to catering to your leads. So you guys can buy into that. I mean, you get 20 tests that you guys can do. So if this is something that interests you, then this is something that you can buy into. So let's talk about, how extravagant these prices are. So I'm going to click on Manage Subscription and Limits. If you click on that, again, I'm not trying to sell you, I'm just trying to tell you what you have, okay? When you click into this, you're going to click on this drop-down menu, and you're going to be able to see where you can buy into the LionDesk Pro or the LionDesk Pro Plus. The LionDesk Pro is $25 a month, and you get a higher limitation than what we offer you. If you wanted to pay a one-time fee, it's $200 a year, which saves you some money. If you do the Pro Plus, which you get a bigger limitation of everything, is $50 a month. Or you can pay a one-time fee of $4.99, which again saves you some money. But again, maybe you're not wanting to buy into everything because you're not using everything. So what's great about this is that you can buy a la carte. If you want to buy that set number, then that's $5 a month. If text messaging is working for you and you hit that 100 limit and you want to buy more, you can pay $10 a month and it'll give you 500 text messages that you can send out. $15 a month buys 1,000 text messages. The $25 a month will give you 2,000 additional text messages each month. For those of you that do end up using the video text messages, you can buy 500 text messages for $25. It's $25 for 500, not each month, 500, or 1,000. For those of you that are, I think the biggest part that you're going to probably be using, and let's be honest, is probably the emails. If you hit that 1,000 email that you get each month, then you can buy 10,000 additional emails each month for $25. So again, you can allocate with what you're going to use or what's going to be effective for you. So I want you to see it that way. Does that make sense? So let me go ahead and let me give you guys a really quick visual understanding of what it takes to add a contact into your LionDesk system. Look, guys, you may not understand every single aspect of LionDesk, but let's at least add one contact. If I can get you to add one contact, you're at least in there, you add one contact, and then you can click away within that contact, send out a test text message or an email, or set up a campaign, and then you can add 2, and then you can add 5 more, and then you can, as you start mastering LionDesk, you can probably begin adding everyone that you know, okay? But what does it take to add a contact? Does everyone see over here where it says contacts on the left-hand side? When you click on contacts, it's going to take you to this window here. How are we doing with time, Kevin? 5 more minutes? Okay, I'll make this really quick, okay? Because I want you to add a contact. Now, these are my current contacts that I currently have. Now, I can always click into a contact and see all sorts of information about this contact. So I'm going to click into this contact of mine. Not only can I see all their information, I can see everything that I've done for this particular contact. I can see the people that are associated with this contact. For example, if I start a transaction, I can include my loan officer that's working with us together. I can create a team, and we're all working with this particular contact. I can set up tasks, things that need to be done. I can keep track of what what commission I'm going to get on this particular transaction or deal that I'm working with this particular contact. I can see the campaign, the auto drip campaign that I have set up for this particular contact, all in one place. Now, the way that this is going to be the most effective for you is how you add a contact. So let me take you through this really quick. To add a new contact, you click on what?
Add new contact.
All right, see how simple it is? Right, when you click on add a new contact, you're going to add your contact's information, their personal information, their spouse information. Birthdays are very important, because you may want to set up a campaign to automatically send out a happy birthday message, right?
Yep.
You guys agree? Okay. Now, the way that LionDesk is going to be effective is based on how you organize this particular contact. How do you want to identify them? Do you want to identify them by a temperature, right? Are they hot? Are they warm? Are they cold? Because if you say they're hot, it's going to hold you accountable. It's going to remind you, hey, you haven't done anything with this particular contact. You need to do something. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And you guys can add your own contacts. You guys can tag this contact. For example, I can identify this contact based on how I met them, right? Maybe my 5-year-old daughter soccer team, I met all the parents, I've added them all into my contact list, and I want to tag them as soccer parents. So that if one day I send out a message to all the soccer parents, I can search for the tag soccer parents. It'll give me a list of all these parents. I can send out a message and say, hey, I just want to remind you guys that we have a soccer game Saturday morning. Also want to let you know that I'm hosting an open house in that neighborhood. So if you know of anyone that wants to move to our beautiful neighborhood, please stop by. Does that make sense? So again, it's how you set up your contacts. You guys can identify people based on where they came from. What source did they come from? You can identify people based on who they are. Again, you add everybody. Add your fellow agents, add your friend agents, add your loan officers, add your roofers, your electricians, and so on, because if you ever want to send out one message to this list of people, then these are the things that you guys can do. Sorry. All right, guys? So it's the way that you add your contacts, okay? Again, you guys have the ability to add properties that you're working on and set up a to-do list on things that need to be done. You guys can always go to deals. Oh, let me magnify this. Okay, deals, and keep track of what you have in your pipeline. What commissions are you looking to get? What are you producing? What are you not producing? It allows you to keep a pulse of what's happening. Marketing is where you would go to set up your templates. You'll also be able to see existing templates that you guys can choose to download and use. Okay, they're there for you to use. Communication, you can always start off your own message and send it out to a group of people. These are things that can be done. You can always set up a task of things that need to be done for a particular contact, or keep track of things that need to be done. I can always set myself up with a reminder to call my client because she wants me to call her on Monday when she gets back from her business trip. So I can set the system up to send me a reminder. Does that make sense? Right? Things that we need help with. We can always keep track of our calendars. We can always upload documents. We can always run reports to keep track of what's happening. Settings. Settings is really important, guys, and I'll leave you guys with this just because I'm out of time. But this is where you guys can add additional lead sources. If you're getting leads from other places that you don't see in the current list there, you can add these so that you can identify them accordingly. You guys always have the ability to add additional temperatures, right? You guys can add additional contacts. You can always add additional tags to identify certain contacts. These are the things that you guys can do. Third-party integration. You definitely want to be able to go in here if you want to retrieve the keys that you need, the API keys that you need, to be able to add them to the third-party system if you want them to communicate. Does that make sense? Yep. So this is where you would go to go that deep. I want to leave you with that. I know that I kind of gave you a really quick, high-level overview, but I also don't want to overwhelm you. Okay? If I can at least motivate you to log into LionDesk, set up your profile, and add a contact, it is a win day. Okay? It's a good day. And once you do that, take a LionDesk class, and we'll kind of slow down the class. And we'll kind of show you what the templates look like, how you can create a template, how you can set up a campaign. But you're at least going to be aware that, you know what, I added a contact, I know where he's at, I kind of understand where he's going, right? And then you can focus on the things that need to be done. Got it?
Got it, yeah.
Who learned something today?
Yeah.
Right on, guys. Guys, thank you guys so much for having me